is better at Parker's Kitchen. Our chicken tenders are so much bigger than our competition, it's not even close. See for yourself at Parker's Kitchen.
Live from Augusta, you're watching News 12 at 6 o'clock.
Augusta's budget is $11 million over where leaders want it to be. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Will Rio. Between federal cuts and what leaders are calling a bad year for insurance, next year's budget will have to slim down quite a bit. Here's Sydney Hood joins us live in studio breaking down what city leaders want to do and how taxpayers might have to help make up the difference. Sydney.
Well, first, let's start with one option many are concerned about, and that's whether property taxes will go up. One option the city's interim finance director laid out for commissioners is increasing by $1 million, which he says is about $8 million. What that looks like to the average household in Richmond County, he says, is about a $90 increase in taxes. He says the average home value is around $200,000, and between property owners already expected to see an increase in streetlight fees and garbage fees, some are having to buckle down when it comes to saving every last penny. Running a business means balancing every penny.
I understand my costs rise up. So naturally, as my costs rise up, I have to pass the cost down to my customers to keep myself afloat.
Brig Westmoreland spends his days making something simple and sweet.
I do this every day.
So he knows that even the sweetest things come with tough decisions.
It's just very challenging. And that's just the times, you know. I just pray that we can all come to a better solution with things and we grow together as a community, especially in Richmond County, because I want to see it grow. There's the saying, when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. The question Augusta leaders have to answer now is, what do you do when you have an $11 million shortfall? One option, they say, could be raising property taxes. You know, raising our taxes, it's just tough. Our wages are not being raised. I'm out here on the corner selling lemonade, trying to make it, you know, and it's tough, but we strong. And, you know, everything happens upon the Lord's will, so we keep going. Whether you are running a lemonade stand or a county, every decision comes with a cost. I'm trusting in my commissioners to do their job, and I believe in them.
Now, going into these budget conversations, commissioners say that they'll have to make, quote, tough decisions to make. And, of course, one of those tough decisions is whether they'll have to make cuts in order to fill that $11 million hole. The city's interim finance director told commissioners that big cuts could potentially impact services like grass mowing and parks. So all of this is on the table for commissioners to discuss tomorrow, and we will, of course, be there to bring you the latest.
So the big question here, if they raise property taxes plus factor in streetlight fees and garbage fees going up, what are people looking at here?
Well, there's a lot to break down here when it comes to that. Starting with the garbage fees, commissioners approved increasing that by $54 a year. With streetlight fees for some property owners, this will be the first time that they get a bill. For those who haven't been billed before, you'll pay $45 for residential properties, a $10 increase, and then for commercial, $188. And like we mentioned, a $1 million increase on property taxes is on the table for the average house in Augusta. The interim finance director says that'll be about a $90 increase.
All right, thank you, Sydney, for staying on top of that for everyone. Switching gears to weather now as we check in with your First Alert Chief Meteorologist, Riley Ailes, who's joining us live from the Weather Center. Riley.
Yeah, well, we're keeping an eye on a few showers and thunderstorms out there. Most of us are currently dry. I would say a lot of the area does stay dry for the rest of tonight, but just can't rule out maybe a stray downpour out there. This is all going to be driven by a backdoor cold front that's slowly going to be dropping south and west over the next 24 hours. This has been kicking up some stronger storms up towards Columbia. Now they're starting to reach the Aiken County border, traveling along I-20. So a heads up if you live right on that Aiken and Lexington County line, you do have a little bit stronger storm trying to head your way. We've had some downpours up towards the lake. Those have since really fizzled out, not really seeing much activity up there at the moment. But as we continue into this evening, just can't rule out maybe some more of those stray little showers, possible isolated thunderstorm too. But once we get after 10 o'clock, it looks like that coverage should really decrease. So just keeping that chance for the next few hours. Once we get into late tonight, waking up early tomorrow morning, right at sunrise, we'll see our low temps bottom out into the low 70s, and just going to see fairly calm conditions initially, which could lead to some maybe some morning fog in a few spots. By tomorrow afternoon, we're expecting highs to be cooler than today, but that's going to be thanks to a little bit higher rain chances as that backdoor front gets a little bit closer. Have a look at those rain chances tomorrow for you in just a bit.
Sounds good. Thanks, Riley. Poor water quality, brown, murky water, and rising frustrations. In Columbia County, neighbors tell us they've been dealing with these issues for weeks and even months now. We're on your side working to get answers. Your Gunter Schroeder joins us live from the newsroom. Gunter, what does the county have to say about these concerns?
Thanks, Will. Well, many people in Columbia County have had water problems in the past few months, but everyone seems to have had a different kind of experience. A Columbia County spokesperson told me it's mostly due to manganese, which is a naturally occurring mineral that is built up in the county water pipes over time, and that can make the water appear brown or cause changes in the taste or smell. Now, I talked to people in Columbia County neighborhoods, and many of them live just a short distance from the county's water utility office on William Few Parkway. One woman in the Highland Lakes neighborhood told me using the water for laundry this weekend stained some of her daughter's clothes, and another said sediment was left in her tub after draining a bath. While the county says there's not any advisory for the water, many people are still hesitant.
We've been here 2 months, and every time I do my dog's water or the bathtub water, it's still brown, and I keep thinking, well, is it from all the rain we've been getting? But I've never experienced brown water no matter where I've lived at.
During the summer, the county says people are using more water. They say water is moving faster through the pipes, which erodes manganese into the water. For now, the county recommends you call their office to request a crew to flush your lines, but a more permanent solution isn't coming until November. Starting November 1st, the county will be inserting foam bullets into the water system. The county says those bullets will remove manganese from the water lines and make it much less brown. The county planned this during the winter because water usage is lowest. Now, we also asked what the downside of flushing the system earlier is and what people should do in the meantime other than having the lines flushed. We'll let you know what we hear back on those questions. Also, as summer turns to fall, the county says water usage will go down, likely meaning the manganese levels will go down as well.
We know so many of those families there in Columbia County have been waiting for some kind of resolution here. You say that flushing won't happen until at least November there, so families looking like they're going to have to wait a little bit longer to get rid of that brown color in their water. Thanks for that, Gunter. Well, happening live now in Augusta, Senator Jason by State Senator Harold Jones II. Well, Augusta University continues to grow in size, and this year they have more out-of-state students than ever. Here, Ethan Hunter has the latest on how our local university is attracting more attention from outside our area.
Augusta University students are settling in.
It's okay, this game.
And settling scores.
We're going to do this every Monday.
Many new students coming from all over, experiencing Augusta for the first time.
It's very quiet, it's very friendly, very welcoming.
Southern hospitality. Yeah, I think I felt a bit of that. Even in here, like, the workers will just be so nice.
Vincent crossed state lines. His friend Aries Maitland crossed an ocean from Costa Rica. There's some of the growing number of Augusta University students from outside the CSRA. University President Russell Keene says it's a 20% increase over the last 10 years.
It's really good to see everyone kind of circling back in.
Jerry Goldsmith grew up in Augusta. Now he owns Bodega Ultima and is proud of what the university has become.
It's growing into what, I went to Georgia, growing into more of a bigger state school, and it's really cool to see that's happening in our town.
As the university grows, out-of-state enrollment keeps being a bigger part of it. But some parts of college will never change.
That is gay.
In Augusta, Ethan Hunter, on your side.
And meanwhile, hundreds of patients that use Augusta University's nurse-managed health center are left looking for new doctors after we've learned the practice will close in less than a month. More than 700 patients used the service on St. Sebastian Way in the last year, according to AU. We reached out to ask why, and we're told that the building will be repurposed into the student health center as the health campus expands. The closure came with little warning for patients who relied on this center for a variety of services and treatments since it opened in 2019. Riley?
Well, we're starting to bring back some better storm chances starting tomorrow before a little bit of a drier period through the middle of the week, but more storms late into the week. Much more on this forecast coming up.
In celebrating turning a century-old in style. Still ahead, one Harlem man's secret for a long life and why his most cherished present came from his daughter's brave decision.
Time and 10, brought to you by your First Alert weather team.
This is not you.
It's not me.
Real people, real problems, real life solutions. Investigate TV Plus.
Labor Day savings are going at Ashley.
Now, your First Alert weather with Chief Meteorologist Riley Hale.
All right, folks, a live look outside of our studios. What I'm looking at is take a look at this thunderstorm cloud. It actually has a good anvil on it, so rising air inside that thunderstorm has hit a stable air, and now air's starting to spread out and give that anvil look. So that's actually a little bit stronger storm that's getting close towards the Aiken County line. That is moving out in the Midlands and dropping, basically following along I-20 here. So this is right at the Lexington and Aiken County line right there, and starting to produce some heavy rain and also some good bit of lightning, too. So if you're starting to hear some thunder there in northern Aiken County, just make sure you're staying inside. We've had some storms around the lake, but those have since just fizzled out to a few showers out there. But the potential is going to be there for maybe a stray shower downpour through this evening, early tonight after midnight. Not expecting much action, though. And I would say if you live south of I-20, there's not necessarily a whole lot of rain out there for us, unless you live in Aiken County, as that storm does move in from the northeast. Tomorrow morning, we're expecting dry weather as we head later into the afternoon. That backdoor cold front is now getting a little bit closer. That should be our lifting mechanism to help pop up these showers and storms late into the day. The potential is going to be there for some heavy rain, some lightning at times. So just make sure you are staying weather aware out there later into our Tuesday afternoon. Once we get to Wednesday, that front's a little bit further south and still cannot rule out maybe a stray downpour out there Wednesday afternoon. But you can see the coverage of rain much less on Wednesday. So a little bit drier. We'll keep that 20% though heading into our Wednesday afternoon. Once we get later into the week, we're expecting better rain chances to return by Friday and Saturday. And that will actually bring a little bit better chance for possibly a low flood risk. We'll call it marginal at the moment, but something we'll keep an eye on for the rest of the week. Highs near 90 through Thursday, but dropping below average as we head towards Friday and the weekend.
Sounds good. Thanks, Riley. Celebrating a century in style. Over the weekend, Joe Shanks turned 100 years old, and his family threw him a party. But the best gift of all wasn't something you can wrap with a bow. Your Meredith Anderson takes us to the birthday bash.
This is my granddad's 100th birthday. And this is his family. Some of them, they still coming in.
When you have 13 children
and grandkids and great-grands, I cannot tell you, daughter. I honestly, God, I don't know. It's so many of them.
Your family is bigger than big.
It's a lot of them. Y'all better come to the bash.
So the party for Joe Shanks had to be bigger than big. And not just for the generations upon generations. It seems the king also belongs to his whole town.
Pretty much majority of Harlem knows him.
From his birthday throne, he soaked it all in. Watching his children and his children's children and their children dance and laugh and eat and celebrate him and his long life. Want to know his secret to his long life? Ask anyone.
Playing cards and moonshine.
And they have the same answer.
Oh, that's that playing them cards. He loved to play cards and he loved his moonshine.
He doesn't mind money either, which is why the birthday boy was collecting quite a bit. Perhaps for a card game leader.
I'd rather not say.
But his greatest gifts weren't the ones pinned to his chest or the cake with his favorite team. It was time with family, in particular, his youngest daughter.
The last time he talked to her, she wasn't with us, and he told her the next time we had his party, he wanted her here and sober. And here she go today, a year or so. She graduated on the 20th, the best birthday present ever.
Judy Elam missed decades of her dad's birthdays. A drug addiction often kept her handcuffed to the street. A lot of times, she ended up in actual handcuffs.
Just tore my family down and hurt my kids, and I can't make up for all that time I lost. And I want to give it back to my grandkids, but I can't make up for the time that I lost with them.
She's now been clean for a year. So on the day she celebrates the man who gave her life, she is also celebrating getting her life back.
I just want to give all thanks to the mighty God. I ain't never think I could do it, but I'm doing it. And I'm here with everybody.
Generations of family rooting for her, offering to be her support system.
She made it this far, and we're going to keep her going. Let her know she's still loved and always will be, and we got her back.
Because that's what families do. As for Mr. Shanks, at 100 years old, he's making plans. He told me he's considering dating again in the future.
I'll find out a woman somewhere down the road. I ain't looking at her right now.
Because right now, finally, he has everything and everyone he needs. In Harlem, at the Big Birthday Bash, Meredith Anderson, on your side.
And just an incredible story there. We know addiction touches pretty much every family, so we hope Judy's story can give hope to those struggling. Judy graduates from the Swag House this Wednesday, a faith-based 12-month program for women right here in Augusta. We'll link you to that info about that with this story. And Mr. Shanks, of course, we hope you had a great birthday. Riley?
Definitely so. Thanks for that, Will. Still ahead, the News 12 weather team's 3-degree guarantee, 100% accurate for the month of July. Each day we got right was $50 towards a local nonprofit. We're presenting that check and showing you where the money is going next.
First Alert Radar, powered by Jim Hudson Automotive Group.
For over 30 years.
All right, thanks for that. Will want to give everyone an update on Hurricane Aaron. This is a major Category 4 hurricane. And actually, if you're following updates through the weekend, this became a Cat 5 at one time. It's gone through some eyewall replacement cycles, so it's varied in strength a little bit over the last 24 hours, but likely will stay a major hurricane. And luckily, no direct impacts expected for us here locally in the CSRA, but this is going to continue to get a little close for comfort there to the Outer Banks of North Carolina, but should stay just off the coast, but going to bring them some impacts on the way of some rip currents and also some fairly large waves. And I will say, if you have any plans to head towards the beaches, anywhere from Florida all the way up to the Carolinas, be extra safe. You likely need to stay out the water with a hard rip current risk over the next several days.
Thanks, Riley. Your First Alert weather team continuing their 100% accuracy streak through the month of July. Each weekday that our team predicts the high temps within 3 degrees. Tub Doctor donates $50 to a local nonprofit
over the next several days.
Thanks, Riley. Your First Alert weather team continuing their 100% accuracy streak through the month of July. Each weekday that our team predicts the high temps within 3 degrees. Tub Doctor donates $50 to a local nonprofit. This month, our accurate forecasts mean we donated $1,000 to Camp Rainbow.
We are back with our 3-degree guarantee. For the month of July, we were 100% accurate for the second month in a row. Tub Doctor chose Camp Rainbow for the charity during the month of July. This is an incredible camp that benefits cancer patients right here at the Children's Hospital of Georgia. Let's go give them a check. Morning, Kim. Morning, Carrie.
Hey.
How are y'all doing today?
Good. How are you?
We are so excited to hand you this check, Kim. Camp Rainbow is such an amazing organization here locally. Can you tell us a little bit about Camp Rainbow?
Yes. So we just celebrated our 40th year of having a camp experience for kids with pediatric cancer. So they get to come to our camping event and they get to experience everything a kid would typically experience at a camp. Canoeing, kayaking, swimming, disc golf, climbing walls, zip line, all that kind of fun stuff. Even though they are getting their chemotherapy while they're at camp. So we take a couple doctors, we take a couple nurses, so they're still getting their medicine, but they're at the camp.
Such an incredible resource, and if parents have a children here at CHOG that they want to participate in Camp Rainbow, how can they do that?
Yeah, they can just get in touch with me over in the clinic and just let me know that their child is interested in camp, and we have some age requirements. But yeah, we try to invite all of the kids who are currently on treatment, and we take some kids who are off treatment as well.
That's incredible. So happy to hand this check to you. And all thanks to Tub Doctor.
Thank you.
Carrie, y'all picked a good one. What made y'all lead this choice for Camp Rainbow?
We love that the kids get to be kids for a week and forget about everything else going on.
Definitely.
Have a good time.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thank you, Riley, for doing great with predicting the weather.
Yeah.
Hey, 100% accurate for the month of
Yeah,
July.
awesome.
We're excited about that.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Kim. Thank you, Carrie. And really happy to have another great local charity here on the 3 Degree Guarantee. Great time out there with Kim and Carrie. And this, for today, for our 3 Degree Guarantee, our forecast 95, actual high 93. So we have $50 more heading towards the Drew Passmore Battle One Foundation. That's our charity for the month of August. Another quick look at the forecast coming up.
The CSRA. It's where we were born, where we live, where we work, where we're raising our families. It's our home. That's why the people of the CSRA count on us after an accident. Injured? Call me, the Augusta guy, 706-724-7224.
Hi, Suzanne Lily Honey Michael here with Hardwick Wars and More. My husband Greg and I continue to hear about concerns about price increases, but we want to let you know we have always been focused on American-made products. We have the largest selection of flooring and lighting, and our commitment to you is to provide you with the best pricing, products, and workmanship. So come see where our company is the company that friends recommend. Hardwood Floors and More. So much more in store for you.
Thinking about an upgrade? Now's the perfect time. At Queen City Home Store, trade in your old appliance and get $50 back. Plus, enjoy free haul away and free delivery on select items $5.99 and up. Get paid to upgrade. And with in-stock inventory, nobody gets it to you faster. Only at Queen City Home Store, your whole home destination. Shop in-store or online at queencityonline.com. Welcome to Fresh Take, where...
Hey Green Jackets fans, when you're at the plate, there's nothing worse than striking out without ever swinging. You gotta make the most of your chances. And after a car accident, you can't just sit back, let life throw heaters at you, and do nothing. Call Austin Jackson, the official injury lawyers of the Augusta Green Jackets.
All right, it's Monday, which means we can't forget the brag board. Take a look at this big old bass caught by CJ Coe. This is actually at Lake Bury. He caught this. I actually ran into CJ's mom at a different 3 Degree Guarantee check presentation at CHOG back in July, and she was letting me know that her son loves to fish. So I said, hey, make sure you submit a picture to the brag board, and she did. Take a look at that big old fish. Awesome fish right there, CJ. Thank you for sending that in. If you want to see yourself on the brag board, you can scan that flow code on the right part of your screen and submit those pictures very easily on our website. Now, the quick look at our 7-day forecast. We got a little bit better storm chances heading into your Tuesday. Those will mainly be into the afternoon and early evening. Slightly drier weather Wednesday will keep those high temps near 90 degrees through at least Thursday, but late into the week, we're getting stormy once again, and that should keep those high temperatures several degrees below average.
All right, thanks, Riley. Stick with us. We'll have more coming up on 26 News at 7 and News 12 at 10 and 11 o'clock. Thanks for watching.
America, this is what you're about.
Need each other.
To hear the story. Let it hit it.